Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we have BMW M340i. This is not the full M car yet. This is just a package, but it's a very interesting car. Very aggressive front, as you can see from the front bumper. The grille here opens and closes, depends on the car temperature. And let's show you guys the rest of the car. The interior, big change. The car got a lot of space right now for a 3 Series, unlike the previous generations. As you can see, same thing applies here in the back. Look at the back. You got plenty of space. I'm not that tall, but I mean I have a lot of leg room and a lot of headroom as well. I think this car is really comfortable for the passengers in the back. Now, exterior design of this car is a little bit controversial. It looks a little bit more like a Lexus from the back, in my opinion. I don't know what you guys think. You can let me know in the comments down below. I had this car for about 3 days now. I've been driving it, putting up some miles, drove it in the city, in the canyons, sporty driving, comfort. So now I have a pretty good idea of how this car feels like when you drive it. Stop. Alright, so under the hood of this car we have the B58 engine. Now this engine is being used across the lineup for the whole BMW lineup, starting from the 2 Series all the way up to the 7 Series, even the 8 Series and the 840 model. Now this engine is also being used in the Supra, and it's actually a single turbo twin scroll engine. This one here makes 382 horsepower and about 370 pound-feet of torque. This specific car we have some downpipes, no tune to it, so it's probably making about close to 400 horsepower, maybe a little bit less. Now let's take this car for a drive and check it out, how it drives. This car interior is amazing. I love the way it is. This is driver oriented, steering wheel pretty thick, soft leather. I love that. All this area right here, good design. Got a Harman Kardon speakers and plenty of space here on the side as well. You're gonna put the car sporty settings, Sport Plus. Here we go. M340i. Love it, man. This thing is super fast. Crazy speeds right now. And look at the downshift on this car. Anyway, forget about all this for now. Let's talk about the car. First time I drove this car, it was a rainy day about 6 months ago, and I could not put the power down. I would be doing 60 miles an hour, give it some throttle, and that's it. I lose control. It's not my car, didn't want to wreck it, so I told the guy, listen man, we come on a different day. Today is that different day. And man, what a day, what a car, what a beautiful road. The biggest two differences in this car from the previous generation is the interior, number one. The interior of this car is miles better than the previous generation. The quality is much better. The seating position is much better. It feels way more solid. It really feels like a premium interior. This interior is a standard right now, by the way. You can find it in pretty much any BMW, starting from the 8 Series down to the 3 Series, which is a good thing for the 3 Series. Second thing that you can notice it right off the bat is the chassis. The chassis on this car and the handling is pretty much like an E92 M3, if not even better. Steering feel, okay, it's not the most natural feeling, but it gives you the feedback. Whenever you're on the edge of the traction, it tells you what the car is doing. You lose the back, the car corrects itself. It gives you good feedback on what's going on with the front tires, and that's exactly what you want. So you don't feel every bit of the road, but you really don't need that, do you? What is this car about? This car is really about the dual personality. In my opinion, this is the best BMW car made in the past 10 years. 0-60 about 4 seconds. Some car magazines recorded about 3.8 seconds, like Car and Driver, for example. But anyway, third gear, flat out. listen to that, 7,000 RPM, and this thing just flies. It hugs the corner and just flies. And it's not top end. This car keeps going, you know. It is really a quick car. This engine is just really good. Now I see why Toyota wanted this engine so bad. And then Toyota fanboys would come out and say, oh, Toyota's using a BMW engine. Well, guess what? This is probably the best straight six engine in the market right now, if not the best straight six engine ever made, in my opinion. And I've driven plenty of those, really. If I want to think about this car in terms of what is this car can be compared with for the same price range, this is about $45,000 car for a used one in the market, in the 50s for a brand new one. And there's really a lot of options in that price range. So you can think about the GT350 Mustang, you can think about the previous generation M3, you can even think about the C63 AMG. It's a V8. There's plenty of cars this car is competing with, but if you want something that's modern and probably the best car to live the dual life, dual personality, I think the M340 is the one. That's for this. That's the point for this car, and it's actually right on point. So reliability wise, this car should be a very reliable car, and it's third generation single turbo single turbo straight six by BMW. Anyway, just listen to the exhaust. Oh my god. Sweet. This is as sweet as it gets for a car. Beautiful. Bad things about this car. I've been thinking about bad things. I've been thinking hard, trying to find something really bad about this car. Probably, you know, the steering feel is a little bit artificial. I mean, I get that. Sometimes, you know, there's a little bit of plastics here and there, like the window switches, you know, all these. I'm pretty sure these are gonna fade away with time, just typical BMW stuff. Other than that, really, I can't find anything, you know, to point out in this car. I think this is one of the best cars you can buy right now, period. This is it. If you want to spend 40,000, 45 on a used car, this is the one. If you want to spend 50, 55, get a brand new car with warranty. So I think this summarized this car for you guys. I hope you like this video. You guys can like and subscribe if you like what you see on this channel. I'm trying my best to get you something that can talk about the car, you know, and from a user perspective rather than from a journalist perspective, because I'm not really a journalist after all. So thank you guys. I'll see you again in the next review.